Hello everyone, this is Crota coming at you, giving you a game between Liting versus FQQ taking place here. I believe this is Last Refuge 1.3. Anyways, let's go ahead and speed things up, get things underway, as we see Liting spawning as the blue undead on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, FQQ spawning as the red human on the top right. 1v1 matchup here as we are getting to the 2-minute mark in just a moment. There we have it. And I believe, wait, what is going on? Their Archmage is nowhere to be seen. And the timing on that, wait, what is going on? Wait, okay, I am actually confused. It could be another Fire Lord, a Fire Lord rush. No, it's a Goblin Tinker. All right, so this game did come highly recommended, and it might just be because it's one of those very, very unorthodox strategies that you don't see very often. Goblin Tinker now simply walking away, not quite sure what he's actually expecting to do here, as he's dealing some damage to some skeletal minions, and this is just rather strange. Like, the inner fire on this troll trapper plus the additional is making this very, very difficult to try and take down. You can see that Liting actually made a bit of a mistake there. He's taking a fair bit of damage, lost some mana, and he still has no experience because he didn't bring in any ghouls to try and take down the units. All right, back off over here. You can see the Ogre Mauler now coming in as well, so a little bit of the world is against me as the Pocket Factory now being placed down, and where is it rallied to? That is the question. All right, gonna go after a couple of units here. Pocket Factory does give experience, even though the Clockwork Goblins do not. I'm not sure if you guys knew that in particular, but you can take a look. The Death Knight now on the board with some experience, 42, as much as I believe a what? No, I think 42 is a footman, right? No, I think 42 might be a water elemental. I'll have to double check that, or someone can double check that a little bit later for me. Sometimes I feel like I just need a co-caster so I can get a drink of water. I am a little bit sick still, so if there is an extended time of no talking, that is the reason why. I know I'm explaining myself, but then again, there's not much action going on in the game right now. I will give a little bit of a mention to this, though. It looks like it is a fast tier 2 with a lot of towers while skipping the barracks. Now, with the opening of the Goblin Tinker, it cannot be Arcane Sanctums, so I am assuming that he's going to be going after air instead. The Griffin Aviaries. Construction of the Arcane Vault does reaffirm that for me, as the Arcane Vault is necessary in order to build Dragonhawks. We'll also see if we go to tier 3, as the Goblin Tinker is still in a rather unusual spot here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this. The Clockwork Goblins are making their way out. They are getting destroyed, and the Null Overseer doing a good job of just trying to take them out. Clockwork Goblin after Clockwork Goblin getting destroyed here, as the Null Overseer will get taken down. Goblin Tinker will get to level 2, and then perhaps upgrade the spawning time on those Clockwork Goblins. Meanwhile, the Death Knight is sitting at level 1, and he's going to try to venture forth, and this cannot be a good spot for him at all. Arcane Tower, there's a couple of footmen. Arcane Tower is going to be more than enough to handle this here, as the Goblin Tinker now at level 2 picks up Claws of Attack +6. Death Knight still sitting at level 1. Goblin Tinker sitting at level 2. Tech to tier 3 now underway, so excuse me, this is going to be a straight tech to triple Griffin Aviaries for mass Griffins. Now, this is an extremely risky strategy going up against an Undead player, as the Undead player already has Crypt Fiends and could easily just research web. Now, the Griffins are rather strong, but the downside is going to be with the lack of barracks, they're not going to have that animal war training for those additional hit points. Also, I don't know how strong of a support hero the Goblin Tinker can be when trying to use just mass Griffins. All right, a little bit of a poor positioning on the Pocket Factory. If the Pocket Factory was positioned here instead, they wouldn't actually have to walk around the pocket factory in order to get damage. That's one of the things that you need to keep track of. The pocket factory, the clockwork goblins always come out right by that entrance there. So if you could put that entrance in a better spot, or that exit point at a better spot, the clockwork goblins will be able to deal more damage longer. All right, a second lumber mill being created. This is just bonkers. I have no idea what to really make of this, as the Goblin Tinker falls at level 2, most likely by a Death Coil from a Death Knight there, and that's going to give a bit of an advantage to Lidding. Lidding also using a Frost Nova, hence the very, very quick death while my eyes were just away for a split moment. Death Knight, not going to get to level 3, can easily get there though, and with a Lich already at level 2, things are looking very good for the Undead player. However, the question is going to be whether or not Lidding knows that it is going to be Griffins. If he knows, then he's going to be fine. If he doesn't know, he's going to be completely caught unaware and not have a solid strategy. All right, also the slaughterhouse is chaining up obsidian statues, but it's still going to be quite some time before we go into destroyers. Destroyers, very strong against griffins just because they are immune to magic. Not truly the proper counter, as we're wait. Okay, that was a Dragonhawk Rider. Why are we going for a Dragonhawk Rider when you went straight to tier 3? I guess the timing on it was exactly that. You want Cloud in order to shut down any of the towers that are happening here, and that's going to be what's happening. Just being able to Cloud in this spot here will shut down the 2 towers and perhaps open things a bit up. Death Knight sitting at level 3. There's a Frost Nova Death Coil onto that Ogre Lord. Ogre Lord already back over here. We are taking a look at another Shockwave, and that is a bunch of low hit point Crypt Fiends. If they get caught with low hit points, that's going to be bad news for them, as the Ogre Mauler just coming in here and doing a significant amount of damage, but it looks like all of this creep camp will get cleared out without much of an issue. All right, Goblin Tinker now sitting at level 3, has some fairly decent items. You see Griffins are all around the map, and you are sitting at 42 over 42 supply now. And still with more room to go if you can train up or build up some more farms. All right, Sacrificial Pit taking a bit of damage, but it doesn't really look like Lidding is in any serious trouble. Gargantuan Sea Turtle is getting cleared out in the corner. Tome of Agility being left down over here. I forget that the Sea Turtles can actually, if I remember correctly, the Sea Turtles can actually swim, hence why they are in a portion of the map that is unreachable, thereby giving the Goblin Tinker almost level 4 by doing exactly that. That is just still rather strange, and if the Griffins continue to give more and more experience to that Goblin Tinker, things may become just very, very strange. All right, Griffin Riders 45 to 54 damage. Ogre Mauler quickly taken down. Ankh of Reincarnation given. The Tinker at level 3 should get to level 4 here in just a second, as we now see Death Coil onto the Tinker. Tinker now using Teleport in order to get away, will be able to do exactly that, as the Panda now added as the third and final hero. Very, very effective against Griffins, who do generally clump together. All right, where is that? Where is the Goblin Tinker? Oh, Goblin Tinker is off over here. He needs to destroy a building in order to get out. There it goes. Now able to slip through. You can see the rest of these units just the rest of the units trying to get away. It looks as though the Gargantuan Sea Turtle will end up getting taken down here. Not much he can really do, and it will just end up giving more experience to that Goblin Tinker. Meanwhile, a Zeppelin takes in a very, very interesting route, comes inside, and is now destroying much of the main base, circumnavigating around those guard towers here. Meanwhile, the Panda now pretty much out of mana and in a little bit of trouble. Let's take a look at what's going to be happening, as this creep camp may get cleared out as well. What's going on? We see a Gloves of Haste dropped, a Scroll of Regeneration, Talisman of Evasion here, and all of the guard towers are still off to the side, and it looks like Litin is going to stop the mining, and it doesn't look like the human player really cares that much, if at all. All right, huge shockwave going through, but Ogre Lord quickly taken down. It looks like the Warsong battle drums will be picked up after this creep camp is cleared, and a scroll of regeneration is used. Level 5 now on the Goblin Tinker, and that item couldn't have been any better, seriously, for that Goblin Tinker right now, as it does increase, I believe, the damage and the move speed, or is it move speed and attack speed? That might be exactly it there, as all the units back over here. All right, I guess that additional lumber mill was actually useful now, as the guard towers are getting focused down. Panda trying to come in, gets in a breath of fire, but loses a little bit more mana. Tinker now seeing that level 5 waiting to come, and it's going to be able to perhaps... is it going to be able to take down? Yes, Nerubian Tower quickly getting clouded down. There is also one Spirit Tower back over here, as we are looking at the Griffins trying to take down the remaining buildings. All right, one Obsidian Statue taken down very quickly. Easy experience, as the units are now all moving back. Staff of Teleportation in order to get away. There he goes. Teleports back home, and he does pretty much save his primary base and is also setting up an expansion. But unbeknownst to him, right in the sight of this shade off to the side. All right, Panda still sitting at level 1, has an Orb of Corruption, so has anti-air attack as well. That may even be given to the Death Knight eventually, so that all 3 heroes can attack air. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Death Knight sitting at level 3 still. Panda sitting at level 1. Oh, that would be very, very dangerous. If all the Griffins did was just run in and take that down, that hero would be gone. And that would pretty much be the end of that. All right, one Griffin, or one Ghoul now down. Another Ghoul now down. Another Ghoul could get taken down. Oh, wow. Down to 14 hit points, but somehow stays alive. There is the Cloud. And we are looking at another level 5. The level 5 Tinker was taken out again. Off over here, let's take a look. The Panda got up to level 2, and I am sorry. Just a split action, unable to keep track of everything here. The army is staying with the heroes for the undead, but because of the free range and free motion on the Griffins, they're just able to run in and take down Obsidian statues before they can even become destroyers, and slowly try and gain an advantage that way. Goblin Tinker still sitting at level 5 though, as it is being resurrected. Meanwhile, the Death Knight and Lich sitting at level 4, level 3, level 2. That Panda, once it gets to level 3, level 2 Breath of Fire may become too much, as we're now looking at a beautiful cloud position, making sure that this base is going to get taken down even with 2 Spirit Towers and 1 additional Nerubian Tower. That 1 Dragonhawk is really worth its weight right now, as the Lich is now out on the field. All right, Lich able to get off of Frost Nova, but I really seriously believe that if the Griffin Riders just turned and focused down that Lich would not be able to survive for very, very long. Dragonhawk Riders, Griffin Riders now making their way back over to the right. Only 1 creep left off over here could get cleared out, but no experience will be given until that Goblin Tinker does make his way out. Liddy now actually finally getting another Obsidian statue to rejoin up with his army and be able to keep that Panda alive. Tome of Knowledge also left behind, going to be picked up by that Panda, as he wants to get as much intelligence on him for more Breath of Fires. Meanwhile, it looks like the Lich has been able to leave home here, and is going to be regrouping with the rest of the army. Supply count 46 over 48 compared to 48 over 60. It just feels, however, that the Undead has a bit of an advantage in terms of the units just because of the counter types. Barracks might get focused down a bit here as we see a Breath of Fire come into play. Pocket Factory trying to train up as many units as possible, as the Panda now up to level 3. All right, Guard Tower number 1 will get destroyed. Let's take a look at this. The Griffin Riders could regroup up and try and take down these units here, as there are a good number of guard towers here, and making it very, very difficult for these Crypt Fiends to get into position. Are we going to see perhaps a little bit of a brilliant miracle play come in by the human army here to try and take down not only this Nerubian tower, but perhaps even take down the main hall? Oh, what was that? I thought for a moment there is a reveal. It looks as though this one, or that one Crypt Fiend is going to get revealed. They're now taking down Scroll of Town Portal in order to head back out, and both sides able to save their bases without losing all too much.
A player's forces are under attack.
All right. Oh, Zeppelin quickly shot down out of the sky there. However, nothing was in it, so it looks like all the units will be able to escape back out. The Griffin Riders need to be careful. If they get caught by the Crypt Fiends on the ground, their high mobility, their one main advantage right now, will all be for naught, as the Panda picks up a Staff of Teleportation as well. Goblin Tinker running around, Scroll of Regeneration, very fast move speed there, but can he really make anything happen here? Barracks gonna get taken down, nothing repairing these guard towers, and the guard tower count is just gonna slowly dwindle. If those guard towers are eventually all taken out, there's nothing to stop the Crypt Fiends from just walking inside the base and destroying it. We are now looking at another play here. Goblin Tinker and 3 guard towers, or 3 spirit towers are all that, or 2 spirit towers are all that is left. A Lich maybe coming back out. We may see a Frost Nova there. There is the Staff of Teleportation from the Panda. And what is going on? It looks like a whole bunch of units are going to end up falling. The Goblin Tinker is somehow making this strategy work, and it's just causing so many problems. All right. Why are they going after those Clockwork Goblins? It looks as though the Goblin Tinker can perhaps focus down the Lich. If the Lich falls at level 3, that will give level 6, and now you have a Robo Goblin to deal with instead. All right, Panda perhaps going to fall at level 3. It looks as though, that web actually could have possibly hurt him more than help him, as the Tinker is now in Robo form, doing extra damage to buildings, focusing down the Death Knight, and a level 6 Tinker who is now immune to not only Death Coil, but Frost Nova as well. And the Goblin Tinker looks like he's going to be able to take this game here in just a moment. All the units are trying to run. The Tinker just absolutely destroying everything in its path. Going to go ahead and take down another hero here. A Potion of Invulnerability could be used, but there is the GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this game.